The road we're on is paved in Garth.
Come along on the journey
as we explore Garthology.
Think of it more as a conversation. I like that. So if this is truly a conversation, then I say let the conversation begin. Showtime!
Hey everyone, it's Deb.
And I'm Pete.
And I'm Jess.
Welcome back to our journey through the career of Garth Brooks. Today we're continuing our look at Garth's 1998 limited series box set, the fourth time we've cracked open this box set of Garth music. Each album inside the set is a re-release of Garth's first 6 studio albums, but each album includes a bonus track that wasn't on the original release. So they feel like little hidden gems, and that's what we keep talking about, how we would have missed these songs if this box set had never come out. Today we're turning the spotlight on the fourth album in the set, The Chase, and specifically the bonus song included on that album. But first, let's take a quick look back at the original release of The Chase. The Chase first hit shelves in September of 1992, riding the momentum of Garth's already record-breaking career. It was an album that pushed boundaries, mixing socially conscious ballads like We Shall Be Free with emotional songs like Learning to Live Again and Somewhere Other Than the Night. The project marked a point in Garth's career where he wasn't afraid to experiment, both musically and lyrically. It shot straight to number 1 on both the Billboard 200 and the Top Country Albums charts, cementing his place as a chart-topping storyteller. By the time it reappeared in the 1998 limited series, The Chase came with extra polish, such as remastered sound, and of course, the fun little bonus number we're diving into today, which is Something with a Ring to It.
Pretty white gown to wear and some vows to take. She wants something with a ring to it. Make her understand. Gonna have to put a ring on her finger if I'm gonna be her man. My baby's playing hard to play.
Something with a Ring to It was written by Aaron Tippin and Mark Colley. It's playful, it's clever, and it's a little sly in the way that only Garth can deliver. The lyrics are a lighthearted take on a classic relationship ultimatum. She is ready for marriage, and he's just now catching on. Using ring as both a literal wedding band and the metaphorical sound of commitment, the song plays with double meanings throughout it. This is a pretty short song, and the verses weave that simple storyline. She's dropping hints, he's noticing the sparkle in her eyes, and the clock is ticking. It's cheeky without being cynical, kind of romantic without being overly sentimental. Garth captures that playful tug of war that couples sometimes have when one is ready to take things to the next level. Musically, this track leans into an upbeat kind of shuffle rhythm that keeps the energy light and forward moving. The arrangement accents that playful tug of war at the listener almost as much as the lyrics do. For me, vocally, Garth leans into like a conversational delivery. It's like he's just telling this story to a buddy. You know, they're having a drink, and it just fits perfectly with that humor in the song. The melody is catchy and accessible. It's the kind of tune that you kind of find yourself humming after you listen to it just one time. I will say, though, it's not my favorite of the bonus songs included on this box set, but I'm still glad that we got to hear it. It just isn't one that I gravitate towards. So with that, Pete, I'm passing it over to you.
Yeah, I remembered when we covered it before. I had found out that it was originally, like you had said, it was written by a guy named Mark Colley and Aaron Tippin. Mark had released it, and I had listened to both versions the first time, and I think back then even I said I was much more satisfied with Garth's version, and I think that was, obviously being a big Garth fan, probably, a little bit of the reason why. Listening to it again, I have to agree with myself. I definitely think that it is a country song through and through, and I had mentioned that before. Kind of the same thing, we had spoke on it, but this time in the anthology too, they talked about how back then there were a lot of singer and songwriters next door to one another. When this song was written by Mark and Aaron Tippin, they had pitched it to the man himself, George Strait. They mentioned in the anthology that George actually he passed on it, so Mark was feeling a little bit bummed because he really, really wanted Strait to have recorded the song. He really wanted that to happen, and when he didn't, he was bummed. But then everybody was talking about passing it to the guy that was next door to him, and that guy was Garth Brooks. So now Garth has the song, and he decides that he's going to cut it. Right, it's a done deal. Garth said that they had a ton of fun with the song, and as all of this happened, now all of a sudden, Mark, he gets his own deal with MCA. And there was a guy, Tony Brown, that worked with MCA, goes back to Mark and says, hey, man, I really want you to cut your own song here. So Garth in the anthology talks about passing it back to Mark. Mark releases it, and it becomes his single on his very first own record deal. Following all of that, this song's been passed around more than a beach ball at a baseball game. Like, it just, hey, you can have it. It's like an Oprah Winfrey show here. You get the song, and you get the song, and you get the song. Like, everybody had the song. But it ended up working out really, really well for Mark. And Mark goes back to, he was really happy how he ended up getting it back and being able to record it on his first album. But he loves Garth's version of it. And I think a lot of us do. If you've heard the song, it is a lot of fun, that upbeat kind of deal. It is a great song. And again, it wasn't one that I was familiar with before. Obviously, being that we researched it before, I'm a little bit more familiar with it. And listening to it this time, I think I kind of started to enjoy it a little bit more this time than I did before. Maybe it's because, I'm remembering the lyrics and all that. And Deb, I have to agree, it's not one of my favorites on the bonuses. It's not a song that I would skip, but it's not a song that I would search for. If it comes up, I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to enjoy it. And then I'm going to move on. But that's kind of where I'm at. Jess, what about you? What do you think about this one?
This one, I kind of feel a little bit the same. It's just okay to me. It's not my favorite. It's okay. It has a very 90s sound, which is fine. I love 90s music. Has a swing sound, lots of fiddle, piano, lots of various horns, and I couldn't place them all. I really tried to listen, and I was like, cello? Piccolo? I don't know. Just some like crazy French horn, who knows? But it was just different. It was a different sound. But I did enjoy the music. The crazy thing is, I did not go look at what the anthology said about it. And in my notes, I specifically have, it generally reminds me of the George Strait movie, Pure Country. Like it should have been in the soundtrack for that movie. Completely unrelated to the anthology, but it sounded like a George Strait song to me from that time. So I was like, so definitely early 90s, because that's when that movie took place. But literally I was listening to it and I was like, this sounds like it should have been on the Pure Country soundtrack. So that's funny. And they must have heard it and knew what they were, who they were selling it to originally also. The pace is fun and upbeat. Garth's voice is lively and characteristically spot on. And Deb, like you talked about, the lyrics are clever. I like the reference to the diamonds in her eyes and the double use of ring as both a sound and a physical object. It's funny because this is a song that I tap my toes to when it comes on. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's the music. But honestly, I don't have a real affinity for it. I mean, it's an okay song, but it's not one that, like, I would be thrilled if Garth pulled it out and dusted it off for a live show. Like, I think I'd be like, it took the spot of a song that I would have rather heard at a live show,
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, that is.
Well, and he just has so many phenomenal and emotionally compelling songs that comparatively, I feel like this one's just okay. It's not that it's not a great song, but Garth has so many truly great songs that I think in comparison, this one's just okay to me. I did go back and listen to our original episode where we talked about the song, just to see what my thoughts were originally. And I did reference then to the use of the word ring. And I made sure I did my listening and my notes this time fresh before I looked at my old notes, just so it wouldn't influence me. I did think it was funny though, because I compared Garth to Beyonce, because if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. And I was like, okay, I didn't think of that this time, but I was like, Garth was Beyonce before Beyonce was Beyonce. And I was like, that's true. He was there first. But very similar overall feelings and opinions to what I felt then, and kind of what your thoughts were then as well. Just not one of his most memorable tunes. So again, okay, not bad, but not great. Just an average song, in my opinion. I'm sure someone out there, it's their favorite because, you know, every song has its day and its place. But yeah, for me, it's just an okay, just right down the middle.
Well, you know, I wonder too, you know, we've talked in the past about how Garth has very specific slots for songs. Like he's really conscious of where he puts each song. And I almost wonder if this one didn't make the chase because Mr. Right did make the chase.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that those two songs are very similar. And I could see how he would kind of go, they're too much alike. And where would something with a ring to it go if he had, in fact, put it on there and kept Mr. Right? I think the balance would have been off.
Like it would have felt heavy in that, whatever that spot is for him.
Right. Yeah. Like that kind of toe tapping, you know, two-step and dance song or whatever. Yeah. I kind of feel like, oh, they're too similar. So maybe that was it.
Maybe, because like in my opinion, Mr. Right, like that song, like that, it grabs me, you know,
I do
and
like
the
that
tune,
better.
right? Yeah, me too. So, you know, I mean, obviously, but he didn't have the time to poll, right? Like, hey guys, what do you guys think? This one or that one, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just a good call, good guess, I guess.
And had I had those two songs to pick from, I would have picked Mr. Right also.
Correct, 100%.
Definitely. Yeah, same. Sometimes, you know, in writing, they say you have to murder your darlings. So there's something that you love, but it's like a character that just doesn't work or, you know, whatever. And I think that Garth probably has that happen a lot. Like there's like the song or two maybe that you're like, oh, I really love this and it deserves a spot, but it doesn't work here. And you have to let it go, even though it's something that you really like in and of itself, which would be really difficult. But I like that we get these little bonus things later because it gives them a chance.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was great that he did this limited series and got to give this song, you know, the chance to be heard. So another example of that. All right. Well, that's going to do it for our deep dive into the chase and our spotlight on something with a ring to it. Whether you're here for the storytelling, like how this one got passed around like a beach ball at a baseball game, or the fond looks back at Garth's career, it's all part of what makes digging into his catalog so much fun. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll be back next time to keep this journey going. Have you checked out our website at garthology.com yet? If not, stop by today and check out all of our past episodes. And remember to subscribe to our podcast on your podcast platform of choice. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, please stop by, hit that 5-star button if you like what you hear, and then write up a review to encourage others to listen. Then share our podcast with everyone you know. That way you can help your friends in low places become Garthologists too.
Yeah, and speaking of friends in low places, if you guys are on social media, we are too. If you guys like to use the old Facebook, we are at facebook.com/GarthologyCast. If you guys are on Instagram, Twitter, I guess now known as X, Threads, TikTok, or any of those other things, all of those, we are at GarthologyCast. But we do appreciate the interaction. We love the shares, the tweets, the retweets, and any messages that you have. So continue to hit us up there. We will answer all of them. If you have any great show ideas or questions regarding shows that we've done, reach out to us there and we'll get back to you. But thank you for the support.
And as always, new episodes of Garthology are available on the 7th, 17th, and 27th of each month. Please join us for our next episode. Until then,
thanks for joining us for this episode of Garthology. And I'm Deb.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Jess. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. And remember, love will always win.
Finish it! Finish it!
just so you guys know, I kept it PG with the beach ball because I was going to say it's been passed around more than a whore brothel or something like that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there's been a lot of twinging going on there. Twing, twing, twing.
If not, stop by today and check out our past episodes. Nope. If not, stop at... Had to mess it up at the end.